is 1:30. We'll go ahead and get started. I want to welcome everybody to Stretch with a Leader. This is Nate, and he's going to share some ideas for how to stay active while we travel. And I think this is actually a great springtime theme as well. So I'm going to turn the time over to Nate.
All right. Well, hey, hello, everyone. I'm going to try to share my screen very quickly, if that's okay. Let's see. Hopefully I can do this correctly. Is that okay? Can you see it? Yes, no, I'm sorry.
Yep, I think we can.
Okay, now I just lost everybody, of course. All right. Hi, everyone. Sorry about the delay there. Nate Foco. I'm the Vice President and Chief Marketing and Strategy Officer at Select Health. And because I don't know how many Select Health leaders we've had on these in the past, I was like you, Dawn, I was looking at some of the videos. I do want us to take a quick moment and talk a little bit about Select Health. I promise you it'll be quick. It's not a shameless plug, but I hope many of you are aware of who we are. 1.1 million member health plan in our region. In fact, we're one of the top 5 integrated health plans in the country. As you can see by this quick infographic, we like to think we're a pretty big deal. And so for those of you who may not be familiar with Select Health, hopefully this sparks some curiosity, some interest for many of you. We've been in the industry for about 40 years. We're not like one of those big for-profits or legacy blues plans. We give back to the communities in very benevolent ways. And hopefully if you are familiar with us, you're very proud of us. If you're not, hopefully we can make you proud of us. That's our goal. So we are a wholly owned subsidiary of Intermountain Health. So there you go. Hopefully that was quick. So one of the things that we were talking about moving. So, again, I've actually been in the industry for about 23 years, 23 years in health insurance, which may translate to being the life of any party. Maybe not. Maybe it is. But I've been in this industry a long time, and I really love what we do here at Intermountain Health. And so when I think about my personal and professional journey, for me, it's been around experiences. And that's what you had mentioned earlier, Dawn. Travel, for instance, staying outdoors or moving outdoors really guides me and my family. So you can see a smattering of photos here from some recent activities that we've taken recently. Certainly everything from kayaking, winter sports, hiking, getting up into the mountains, as I'm sure many of you do as well. Really just helps that emotional state that I think we all have. One thing I would say is I'm not really an expert or excellent or even good at many of these things, but I certainly love to try it. I think the experiences, as I said, are really what drives and guides. But I do draw the line at snakes. If any of you have any ideas that involve snakes, no thanks. When it comes to travel in particular, anything that involves a lot of steps. We were joking earlier, for some of you who weren't on, park far away, set your hotel. Book your hotel a little further than you might want. Get those 15,000 or even 20,000 steps in. That's been a pretty consistent theme for me and the family when we are traveling. Whether it's up north and where I'm from originally in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, a lot of opportunity to walk. Whether you're traveling abroad, which I just got back from. Just yesterday, a lot of steps. I love the feeling of getting done with the day, being just completely exhausted, all ready to start anew. Also love the historical context of a lot of opportunities. We think about maybe some educational or spiritual opportunities of our Be Well framework. I'm kind of a sucker for tourist traps and guided tours, for instance. You can kind of learn a little bit more if you get a guided tour. And so the picture on the far bottom right is actually of Hearst Castle, which I'm sure many of you might be familiar with over in California. It's a wonderful guide in that experience. So I think it's about steps and walking. Keep, last thing I think I certainly want to do is sit around. I know that does sound exciting at times when you think about vacation, but the moment I get there, I get immediately bored and want to do something. So I think a lot of steps are important. And because we're talking about experiences and travel, I'll leave you with a couple quotes. Maybe this will help inspire some new adventures and experiences for many of you, either near or far. With that, I'll turn it back over to you, Dawn.
Great, thank you. I appreciate that very much. And the travel pictures are super fun. All right, we'll get going with some stretching. And one of the things that I like to do when I travel along with the walking is making sure that I keep up with the flexibility. So let's first just come to a comfortable stance. Your feet can be a little bit wider than the hips if you would like. Hands come to your hips, a little bend to your knees, and we're just going to circle the hips around to one side and then the other side, just allowing a little bit of freedom of movement there through the pelvis. And then as you come back to center now, tilting forward and back. So think of tailbone tucks, tailbone untucks, tailbone tucks, tailbone untucks. And just a couple more of those. And then we'll come to some stillness, and now reaching arms wide out to the side. If you want to, you can close your eyes. You don't ever have to, but take a big breath right here and try to reach wider. And then next time you exhale, reach your arms around yourself. Give yourself a hug. This is going to expand into the upper back, the thoracic spine, even into some of that mid back and low back area. So big inhale, lift up through your whole rib cage. Big exhale, round in through the upper back. So you're tucking your chin in. Inhale, lift back up, and exhale, round in. We're going to take one more this way on this side. Inhale, lifting up, and exhaling, round in. Now inhale, back upright, reach your arms again, and exhale, switch the cross, coming to that hug on the second side. So now as you lift up with the elbows and lift up with the ribs, take a little shimmy side to side through the rib cage. Yeah, good. Now, same thing, exhale, round in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, round in. One more time. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, round in. Inhale, come on all the way back upright. Relax your arms down by your sides, and you can give your arms a little shake. You can wiggle through your knees, move your head a little side to side. And then as you come to some stillness, take a big inhale and stand tall all the way through your crown. Exhale, right ear over to your right shoulder. If you'd like, you can hold on to the side of your head. If that doesn't feel good, you don't have to. Left arm reaches across your back toward the opposite hip. Then the left shoulder is lifting up and back. And now we're tucking our chin down toward our chest or looking toward your armpit. Take a big, deep breath. Then inhale back upright and exhale left ear to left shoulder. Right arm is reaching across your back toward the opposite hip. Shoulder is up and back on the right side. And then you can hold the side of your head here if you would like. Take a big breath. And then tuck your chin down. Full big inhale and exhale. And then releasing back upright, stretching arms overhead. We're going to take a hold of the right wrist and do a little side stretch over toward the left side. So we're really expanding through the right ribs. Take a full big inhale and lift even more through the ribs. Exhale now, we're drawing the ribs in and reaching in a diagonal. As you reach in that diagonal, notice down through the right back body. Maybe you can notice a stretch through the lats, maybe further into the low back. Inhale back upright, switch wrists, exhale over to the right side. And then again, lift through the ribs, find more space, And then draw in with the ribs. As you draw in with the ribs, you have that diagonal reach that'll get a little further into your back. Full big deep breath. Inhale all the way back upright. Release your arms down, and you can go ahead and give those shakes again. All right, one more stretch for the shoulders. We're taking right arm out to the side, and we'll draw it across the body. And then left arm hugs it in close. As you hug it in close, one of my favorite things to do is make sure my hands are really active here, and then move up and down with my right shoulder. As you move up and down, it's less about the torso and more about the shoulder blade. Yeah. Good. Okay, second side, release the arms, take the left arm out to the side, and then draw it across your body, and then hug it in with the right arm, active hands, and then up and down with the shoulder. Yeah, shoulder blade is moving up and down. Good. Okay, and then go ahead and release the arms, give it a shake. And I mentioned earlier that one of the things that I like to do is use a tree or a rock for a little stretch. If you have a wall, you can use that. Otherwise, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. We're going to take our hands right to our knees and push hips way back. As you push hips way back, you might be at the wall pushing hips way back. But then if it feels good, you're going to sway your hips side to side to get a little bit more length through your side bodies, your low back. Good. And then as you walk your hands back up your legs, we have one more sort of stretch that we'll do. We'll stretch into the hip a little bit. So now we're going to take the right knee up into our hand, and you can always reach out and hold a wall here or a chair, and then open the knee up to the side. Yeah. And then little circles with your knee. Yeah, good. Little circles in the other direction. Really good. Okay, and then go ahead and set your foot down, and then you can hold with the other hand, pick the left knee up, and then open it up and start to make circles. Little circles one way, little circles the other way. Awesome. Okay, and then go ahead and set both feet down, and we're going to take one forward fold where our knees are really bent. See if we can give our low backs a little bit more love. Big bend to your knees, hinge at the hips, and fold over your legs, where you might be putting your elbows on your knees, you might be putting your fingertips down on the ground or a prop, but take a big breath. And then walk your hands up your legs to rise all the way back upright. And that is it for our stretching today. And so now I just want to come and say thank you for joining me for stretching. And Nate, thank you so much for sharing. And then
That
I
worked.
will.
The back feels better. Thank you.
Yay. I'm so glad. All right, so let's go ahead and share my